This is another Monarch Snapshot video. I'm Jennifer Wenzel, Technology Product Specialist here at APH. Translation Split Mode. Today I want to tell you about one of the split view modes that works with the Monarch when connected with JAWS. There's several of these modes and they give information in a part of the screen so that you can see this information very quickly and easily without having to do extra commands or do a lot of movement and scrolling. And one of my favorite modes of these is the translation split mode, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. It is a mode where you can view your regular type of Braille, your preferred Braille reading, on one part of your screen, and on the bottom of the screen, you can have this mode translated into a different type of Braille. So this is really useful if you are learning Braille and you have uncontracted Braille as your primary Braille text, but you want to be able to become more familiar with how this uncontracted text would look as contracted Braille text. So this allows you to split the screen so that part of the screen will show your uncontracted Braille and the other part will show will show the contracted Braille. And there's a line separating them. And this makes it really nice for getting used to those contractions. Another really good use for this is if your primary Braille is contracted and you're typing with the Monarch keyboard and you want to make sure that everything's being translated properly and spelled properly, you'll be able to see on the bottom of the screen uncontracted Braille to show you that spelling. So I'll show you how this works. I'm going to go into the Braille View dialog box, and on the Monarch that is done with backspace, which is dot 7, space, and the Braille letter B, dots 1 and 2. If you're doing this on a QWERTY keyboard, you would do JAWS key Alt V for view. But we're going to do backspace, space, and B.
Select Braille View dialog. List 1 list view. Wrapped mode. 1 of 9. To move to items, use the arrow keys.
And I just want to note here that if you are moving down the list, you want to use dots 4 and space for down arrow and dot 1 and space for up arrow. It does not work well with the Monarch arrows to move on the down the list in this dialog box. But you can also use single letter navigation. So I'm going to do a T.
Translation split. 7 of 9.
And that brings me to translation split. And I'm going to hit enter here.
Enter. Edit.
And now on my screen, I have a separating line. And below that line, I have text. So my preferred Braille grade is UEB grade 2, which is contracted Braille. But on the bottom here, below my line, I have uncontracted Braille. And if I want to get more of the uncontracted text, I can pan in this split region and I can use my zoom key, the zoom in key, which is the little oval key just above the keyboard on the right side, which has a raised plus symbol, and that will pan and give me more text.
Central Florida experiences a unique and dynamic range of weather patterns influenced by its subtropical climate and proximity to both.
And speech is just trying to read, but I'm trying to read in my region here, and I get more uncontracted text when I push that zoom key. And if I want to go back, I can push the zoom out key, which is the key with the raised minus sign, and that will go back in that region. So you're able to interact with that text below the split, and you leave your other text there, and you're able to compare between the two as needed. So it's a great way of being able to get two types of information at once, splitting your screen. And it makes it very easy for learning Braille or for checking your spelling quickly. This has been a Monarch Snapshot video from your friends at Humanware and APH.